everybody, Ben here from Twig Cycles out of Hagerstown, Maryland, coming at you with our brand new 2026 Polaris Ranger 500. That's right, Polaris reintroducing that entry-level side-by-side that they had out for a number of years, and they halted production for a short time, and now they are reintroducing the 500 for 2026. And I will say probably one of the most impressive aspects, which we're going to cover them all on this, is the fact that for what you're getting as the whole package deal, this thing is has an MSRP of $9,999. So coming in at basically what a Kawasaki mule is coming at. However, coming with some really nice additions from the factory, such as LED lights, upgraded wheels, brush guard, winch, roof, a lot of storage. So we'll jump into that. The way I like to do these videos is we're going to run off a couple of the specs and get to know the machine a little bit, and then we'll start doing a full orientation and pulling it apart and just kind of inspecting what it all has to offer. So let's dive in. So as we go around to the right hand side, you can see we have our fuel injected liquid cooled single cylinder 28 horsepower 567 cc engine. And that engine is capable of allowing this machine to tow 1,500 pounds. You have a 500-pound bed box capacity and an overall 1,000-pound payload capacity. We got seating for 2 people, rider and passenger. If I scoot up here to the front, you can see we have the McPherson strut set up, offering about 9 inches worth of overall usable travel there, and dual A-arm suspension setup on the back with about 10 inches worth of travel there. And of course you have the preload adjustment you can see. And what you'll see on this side basically is you're gonna have your air cleaner right back there, your engine, CVT, all that fun stuff. Very simple. In terms of your bed function, so you can, I don't know if you can see, but we got the little hydraulic assistant right there. You only have, just like the older Ranger 500s, you only have the latch on the left-hand side, which is going to be on the driver's side. So obviously, if you're a driver, you're going to hop out and spin around and dump the bed. So there's no latch on the passenger side, which is kind of somewhat unnecessary. So I don't know, some people like to see that, I guess. But anyway, yeah, your tire options. And by the way, I'd like to highlight those rims. Good looking set of rims for this thing. I like that they didn't just throw on a ugly set of steel rims on this, but you got the Carl Star AT489 tires. And what you're gonna have, you got 25 by 8 by 12s on the front, and you got 25 by 10 by 12 on the rear. Color wise, by the way, you have the option of either getting the really cool looking gray, which I like, and of course they have their green, like a sage green option as well. So just those 2 color options currently. Overall width is coming in at 58.5 inches wide, and you have about 10 inches worth of ground clearance to get you over the rocks and stumps and sticks and all that fun stuff if you're out hitting the trails or whatever have you. So let's kind of pull the machine apart and get to know it. First things first, if we start right up front, you can see we've got a brush guard right up front with our integrated 2,500-pound winch. That was not added from Twig Cycles. That was a factory option. So basically, like I say, getting back to what I said at the beginning of the video, the way you see this machine is the way it comes from the factory. You get the roof, LED lights, which come on automatically. They're on all the time. There's no on or off switch or high or low beam. So LED lights, brush guard, and the 2,500-pound winch, which you do have the mechanism on the left-hand side. If you want to unlock that winch and free spool it out, you can do that. So while we're on the topic of kind of the front end of the machine, just like the older Rangers, you still have the latches on the right and left-hand side to pull this hood up. So we'll go here to the other side. And you'll see this uncovers even more storage. So right up inside the cabin. So if you, let's say we have a windshield on this machine, your windshield is going to sit right here. It's going to seat up right with the roll cage, okay? But let's say we have a windshield here. This is the inside of the cab. So all this storage that you see is at hand's reach. And let's say you need a little bit more storage, you would flip your hood up and you can see, according to their weight capacity, you can throw 20 pounds worth of gear up here, but you have an additional storage bin up underneath the hood. So you'll see we got a radiator right there. Like I said earlier, this is liquid cooled. Get your coolant reservoir right there. and about 20 pounds worth of carrying capacity that you have up underneath the hood. So of course, whatever you put up here is going to be sealed up by the hood or protected by the hood. Nothing really crazy to see up here. You got your headlights, very easy to access there. But like I say, all this storage that you see here is going to be inside the machine. Let's say if you have a windshield or even a full cab system on this thing, this is all at hand's reach. So you have a cup holder there, 2 cup holders down by your legs, and there's another cup holder for your passenger. All this storage the whole way throughout, and then you have more storage down by your legs going the whole way over here. So lots of storage, lots of storage. Couple little accessory plates if you want to throw some accessories, like a nice big flashy LED light bar, you know, whatever it may be. Right here, you're going to have your turf mode and then your all-wheel drive. So you have basically your turf and your 4-wheel drive. Like some of your machines, your Ranger 1000s, and I'm pretty sure the 570s have like a turf mode, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. So you just have these 2 options with this machine here. This is your winch tether. So when you purchase this machine, you're going to get obviously your owner's manual packet with your keys, and then your winch remote to power the winch. It's going to hook up right here. And to the right of that is our 12-volt accessory outlet, so like a cigarette outlet type style. You can plug in there and charge your phone. I know some folks kind of plug in like pesticide sprayers or salt spreaders or whatever have you, might have a 12-volt plug-in. You do have adjustable steering wheel here. So adjustable steering wheel. And by the way, for those of you tall fellas, if you're broad-shouldered, got big feet like I do, I got about a size 13 foot. And if I scooch in here, so just to kind of give you an idea, I'm going to zoom out. All right, so my foot is all the way back here. And like I say, I'm a size 13. I'm not hitting anything if I put my feet all the way up. I don't know why you'd have them all the way up there or not. But you got your brake right here, and you got your throttle. So brake, throttle, left foot's out of the way. So, but like I say, you got storage all there. I got plenty of leg room. If I wanted to, I think I have the, I got the steering wheel up the whole way currently. That's just the way I like to drive. But I got plenty of space in here. As I'm sitting in here, you know, I'm seated, I think, perfectly. I feel comfortable. Shoulder is kind of hitting the bar over here. That's not something I really complain about. You know, we're not driving Mercedes here or BMWs or anything like that, so kind of to be expected. But, you know, for a 2-seater machine, I feel like we have a decent amount of space. I will say the Kawasaki Mule SX, I feel like has just the same amount of space as inside. I like driving the Mules. I feel like they're very spacious. I do like that they have some space here between your driver and your passenger, which, by the way, you have seat belts for both of you there sitting. And of course, one of the most common accessories folks add is the roof. I don't know why I can't focus in on that, but you get the poly roof that is added from the factory. So, like I say, what you're getting right out of the gate is a pretty darn good bang for the buck. $9,999. You get a 2,500 pound winch, brush guard, LED lights. You get the roof with your Ranger 500, 28 horsepower engine with 1,500 pound towing capacity, 500 pound bed box capacity. We'll go ahead and fire it up here for you, for those of you that want to hear maybe the exhaust. And I don't know what this sounds like through the mic. I can tell you, I mean, I'm just talking normal right now. It's not loud. It's actually relatively quiet. It's really quiet, actually. There you can see your taillights back there as well. They're LED. So, it's really quiet. By the way, something else that's really cool about this, you can actually go in, so depending on who may or may not be driving this, if you go into your settings, so you can set a PIN requirement to these so that you have to have a PIN number to start it up. Speed limiter. This also has a speed limiter. So like I know maybe some businesses have a couple of employees. If you want to, for safety or whatever, you can limit the speed on this. And then you can actually set, you can actually set what speed you have it governed at, basically. So that is basically the lowdown on the brand new 2026 Polaris Ranger 500. Obviously, I've always been a big fan of the Kawasaki mules. This is coming in at right around the same price point. As a matter of fact, I think it might be the same exact price point. But for what you're getting, the mule over the Ranger, for that price point, the Ranger is giving you LED lights. You're getting the winch and the roof, and a couple ounces more horsepower, a little bit more top speed. So that might be of some value to some folks depending on what you're using the machine for. I'd say decibel level, noise level between the Ranger 500 and the Kawasaki Mule is equal. There might be some other folks out there that dispute that, but just from driving the mules around, driving this back the road here and around the parking lot and so on, I think the decibel and the noise level is pretty equal or close. So I think I mentioned this earlier. Obviously, you have two color options. If you go to Polaris's website, you can either get the really cool slate gray or the sage green. So you have those two options. And yeah, I think they hit this one out of the park. I think for the price point, you're getting a lot of bang for the buck. I think it's a great machine. If you are using this for property maintenance, this is an excellent option. Without a doubt, this is a fantastic machine for what you're getting. Typically, folks around here, we get a little bit of snow. We get a lot of requests for roof, windshields, sometimes a winch and a plow. Well, you're already knocking out two components right there. It's already got the winch, already has the roof. You throw on a windshield and throw a plow on here, you got basically a completed unit for what we get a lot of requests of in this area. So, but I think they did a great job. And that's basically going to conclude this video here. All right, I'm going to get back into the store here, guys. If y'all have any questions, give us a call, 301-739-2773. We're here at Twig Cycles, 200 South Edgewood Drive in Hagerstown, Maryland. We'll catch y'all later.